Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Does Chicago Fire's Cruz still want to be a lieutenant? Actor Joe Minoso responds. Chicago Fire star Joe Minoso has revealed key insights into his character, firefighter Joe Cruz, and his decision not to pursue the lieutenant's test, choosing to instead remain at Firehouse 51. Chicago Fire Season 13 continues to follow the personal lives of firefighters, paramedics, and rescue teams. Minoso's discernment follows years of Cruz's growth on Chicago Fire, where he's become a cornerstone of Squad 3 and a devoted family man. During an exclusive interview with Screen Rant, Minoso notes how Cruz's internal conflict about the lieutenant test arose during pivotal interactions with Kelly Severide, Taylor Kinney, where he grappled with feelings of underappreciation in his role. However, as these tensions resolve, Cruz opts for stability and camaraderie at Firehouse 51, prioritizing his sense of belonging and familial bonds. His decision highlights his commitment to balancing his responsibilities at work and at home. Check out Minoso's full interview below. Joe Cruz's choice not to take the lieutenant's test in Chicago Fire signals a shift in his career focus. While his leadership abilities have been honed during his time as acting lieutenant, his decision suggests that professional advancement isn't his primary goal. Instead, Cruz values the leadership role he already holds within Squad 3, balancing his ambitions with his responsibilities as a father and team member. By staying, Cruz maintains continuity within Firehouse 51, ensuring Squad 3's cohesion. His presence reinforces the familial atmosphere that defines the team, and his commitment underlines his loyalty to the firehouse. Also, Cruz's decision helps balance the leadership dynamics within Firehouse 51, ultimately solidifying Cruz's role as both a mentor and peer. Cruz's decision to take the exam adds depth to his character's narrative. By choosing stability, the show explores themes of familial sacrifice and workplace loyalty, resonating with viewers who value personal relationships over career ambitions. This choice opens the door for new plot lines revolving around Cruz's family and his evolving role within the firehouse. Cruz's decision to stay at Firehouse 51 demonstrates his commitment to both his team and his family. His choice reflects a balance between professional growth and personal priorities, enriching the show's portrayal of complex, relatable characters. His continued presence at Firehouse 51 ensures that Squad 3 remains strong and unified, preserving the heart of the team and its core dynamic in Chicago Fire. On Chicago Fire, Joe Cruz has always been a character that grounds Firehouse 51. Loyal, dependable, and deeply compassionate, Cruz has evolved from the younger brother figure to a seasoned firefighter with a family of his own and a legacy to uphold. But as fans have noticed in recent seasons, there's been a quiet shift in Cruz's energy, a sense that he's eyeing something more, something bigger. So the question naturally arises, does Joe Cruz still want to be a lieutenant? We caught up with Joe Minoso, the actor behind Cruz's ever-reliable smile and quiet courage, during a break in filming on the Chicago Fire set. And while the Windy City's winds howled outside the firehouse doors, Minoso shared a bit of the fire that still burns within Cruz. The LUTNATCONVERSATION, a slow burn. There's always been an undercurrent, Minoso says, sipping his coffee and glancing at the script pages in his lap. Cruz has never been the kind of guy who chases rank just for the sake of power, but leadership, responsibility, that's something he carries in his DNA. Indeed, fans will remember earlier story arcs where Cruz was trusted with overseeing drills, mentoring newer squad members, and stepping into the fray during tense rescue operations. His calm under-pressure demeanor, paired with his emotional intelligence, makes him a natural leader. Yet, despite opportunities to ascend the ladder, literally and metaphorically, Cruz has remained a Squad 3 mainstay. People ask me all the time, when is Cruz getting promoted? Minoso chuckles, and I tell them it's not always that simple in Fire World. Things move in seasons, and sometimes what you're ready for emotionally doesn't line up with where the story's going, or where Cruz is mentally. I've had a man's balancing act. One of the key reasons Cruz hasn't aggressively pursued a promotion, according to Minoso, is rooted in his personal life. Becoming a father changed Cruz profoundly, he says, referencing Cruz's baby son, Otis, named after his fallen friend. He's not just thinking about his next shift or his next rescue. He's thinking about getting home at the end of the day, and sometimes it changes your ambition, or at least reshapes it. Minoso believes Cruz's priorities are in flux. He wants to lead, yes, but he also wants to be present for his family. That's a tug of war I think a lot of firefighters, real ones, not just on TV, go through. What does leadership cost you, in terms of time, danger, emotional investment? The shadow of Otis. Another wrinkle in Cruz's journey toward becoming a lieutenant lies in the lingering grief of his best friend, Brian Otis Zonsick. Otis's death, one of the most gut-wrenching losses in the show's history, continues to impact Cruz's decisions. There's a survivor's guilt that Cruz carries, Minoso explains, his voice quieter now. If you remember, after Otis died, Cruz took on this role of silent guardian. He didn't want to move forward too fast. He didn't want to forget. In fact, one of the most poignant moments in Season 12 was Cruz visiting Otis's memorial wall before an important training session, a small, private ritual the show never made a big scene of, but fans noticed. That scene was unscripted, Minoso reveals. I just felt like Cruz would want to honor Otis in that moment, and I think that speaks volumes about where Cruz is mentally when it comes to climbing the ranks. He's not doing it for glory. If he does it, it'll be to protect his crew, to carry Otis's legacy. On screen, FORESHADU. In recent episodes, eagle-eyed fans have spotted subtle hints that Cruz's leadership arc may be revving back up. There was that scene with Kelly Severide where Cruz takes charge of a chaotic scene before Severide arrives. One fan tweeted, "Cruz was cool, commanding, and earned respect without barking orders. That's lieutenant material." Minoso agrees but plays coy. Let's just say Cruz is about to be tested in ways he hasn't been before, he teases. There's going to be an incident that shakes the squad and forces someone unexpected to step up. Whether Cruz wants to or not, that's where the conflict lies. Anigoso's take, behind the camera. Off camera, Joe Minoso has long advocated for more development for Cruz. I love the action, don't get me wrong, he laughs. But what I'm most passionate about is showing the depth of these men, their struggles, their fears, their hopes. And Cruz has a lot of that simmering beneath the surface. He even pitches the idea of a future episode focusing on Cruz leading a specialized rescue unit, perhaps training recruits in high-risk scenarios. It'd be cool to see him in a mentor role officially, not just the guy people go to for advice, but someone whose name is on the board. What idea futuri have whole ideas? So, will Cruz wear the lieutenant bars one day? I hope so, Minoso says after a long pause. But only if it makes sense for Cruz. That's the most important thing. If we've learned anything from this show, it's that rank doesn't define your heroism, your heart does. Still, with Chief Bowden always watching and the squad constantly in flux, it's entirely possible we'll see a moment in the near future where Cruz is the only man left standing to lead. I think Cruz will find that moment, Minoso says, smiling. And when he does, it won't be because he chased it. It'll be because it chased him. Fan reactions and WSHFUL thinking. Fans on social media are certainly hopeful. Cruz as lieutenant would bring a new flavor to 51, one Redditor wrote. He's not flashy like Severide or gruff like Casey. He leads with his soul. Another chimed in, if Cruz gets promoted, I hope we get a storyline where he doubts himself at first, but then nails a rescue and finally sees what we've all seen for seasons. For now, viewers will have to wait and watch, but the embers are clearly glowing, and as every firefighter knows, all it takes is the right moment for embers to spark into something unstoppable. Bottom line, Joe Cruz may not be wearing the lieutenant bars yet, but he's already earned them in the eyes of his crew and his fans. Whether he takes the official step is just a matter of time. And if Joe Minoso has anything to say about it, when Cruz does rise, he'll do it his way, steady, strong, and always with heart.